All right, welcome back. Supreme Court ordering Title 42 to remain in place earlier today as the legal challenge plays out. They're going to hear arguments in February, it appears. It was kind of a mixed bag in the vote. I think Gorsuch dissented on the idea. From the 19 Republican-led states who asked the court to intervene, they're filing the lawsuit. The hope is to prevent the Biden administration from ending this program, as of course they want to, the last final thread of common sense in our immigration. The legal migrant expulsion policy is really just a small fix to a much bigger problem, though, as we know. Border agents encountering more than 2.3 million migrants at the southern border in fiscal year 2022, the most ever. 42 allowed them to throw some percentage of those people out. And just this year, this last November, 230,000 more every month. Think about that many people coming across, and that's just who they see. The highest November on record, all of this with Title 42 in place. Ronald Vitiello joins us now. He's a former chief of Border Patrol, and it's good to have you back on, sir. What is your assessment of the ruling today? And obviously 42 helps, but it's clearly not enough, right?
Right, Rob. Thanks for having me on. This is a temporary fix, a Band-Aid, if you will, like you've reported, on a much bigger problem. This administration, when they took over, tore down all the tools that DHS, the front line, including the Border Patrol, had to help quell the last crisis, the last surge on our southwest border, which ended in 2020. The migrant protection protocols, the asylum accords with Mexico, rhetoric that said if you came to the United States illegally that you were going to have a consequence. That all went away when this president took over. And so Title 42 becomes important now because they blew it up. They blew up the border. And so having that ability to adjudicate cases more quickly under Title 42, expelling people quickly into Mexico, which takes 15 to 30 minutes. When it goes away, that same process, that adjudication, is going to take between 2 and 3 hours. Yeah. So the system is already overwhelmed. All the floor space, all the workstations, all the agents are completely overwhelmed. When Title 42 goes away, that's times 10 because they're going to get more people and they're going to have less time.
Are the people that have been released into this country, I mean, let's be real for a second, are these people here to stay? I mean, is there ever going to be a system to remove these people? I almost feel like if you can't even get the political will to close the border, how do you get the political will to take people that have been here for 6 months or a year or 5 years and kick them out of the country?
That's a very good point. In I think it's 2016, the department published a report about the surge in 2014 and 2015. At the time, there were 90% of those people were still in the United States. Most of them came here illegally. Many of them claimed asylum, which we know they will not qualify for. They're still here. So to suggest that the 5 million people who have come in during this presidency are going to sometime be removed, it's really hard to imagine because we haven't had the will to do it before. Suggesting that we're going to have the will to do it in the future is a good point that you make because it is a very difficult thing to do logistically, but it's also, you have to have political will. You have to have assistance from the countries that they're coming from. You have to have a system in place. You have to have sanctions and consequences for those folks that are here illegally. So it's a good point. We're being overwhelmed, and it's just going to get worse.
And that's why it's going to get worse because I think they know. You get in, you're good. They realize they can read the tea leaves. Ronald Vitiello, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Good to be with you, Rob. Happy New Year.